All right, what is up? We are live getting ready for Vegas today. So let's go ahead and jump into the paint schemes. And let me get the link here for you so that you guys can follow along at home if you would like to. Here you go. Link is in the description. Here we go with the paint schemes. Ross Chastain going to be running the Worldwide Express, the neon blue there. Always a good looking car. Of course, we've seen it before. Auto Trader going with the bright orange here. Seen this one here before this year too, but always a good to see it because it's just that bright orange. Good looking car there for Austin Cindric in his Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Boot Barn going to be on the side of the black and red. Number 3 for Austin Dillon. Dow, Bioethanol, and Tracker associate sponsors, and Tree on the back bumper there as well. Take 5, Mobile 1, number 4 for Josh Berry on this Vegas weekend. Sort of a really looks like a Kevin Harvick car, like 100% here. Like this reminds me of one of the old Mobile 1 Kevin Harvick cars, except for the Take 5 on the side there. It's a good looking car. Kyle Larson with the number 5 that we see all the time. HendrickCars.com. King's Hawaiian Rolls, Slider Sunday, Fastenal, Castrol Edge, Mac Tools, Ford Mustang, Dark Horse for Brad Keselowski. Another bright orange car, good looking car there with the got a little bit of a little crown, crown here work on the A pillar, and also right in front of the front tire there. So good little additional flare there for the number 6 car. Gamebridge number 7. We've seen this one a bunch of times for Justin Haley. Almost said Corey LaJoy, but Justin Haley versus Corey LaJoy. Justin Haley, I think, is up 1 or it's tied up. I can't remember. I need to go back and look at it. Been a long weekend. But Gamebridge on the side there. Celsius as an associate sponsor for Justin Haley. FICO number 8, blue and white for Kyle Busch this weekend. Good looking car. Solid blue on the side. Duke blue. Duke, of course, beat Florida State, just in case you didn't know about that. So shout out to the Blue Devils. I think the first time in history they beat Florida State. So good for them. Good on them. Florida State's terrible season continues. So if you're a Tallahassee fan, that sucks. Nothing else you can really say about that one. Anyway, Chase Elliott with the all-white Napa car, blue numbering here. Good-looking car. Valvoline also on the side. I'm not sure, but I think this is the first time I remember Chase Elliott running the Valvoline scheme. So good on him there. Good looking car, all white. We got the Fantic number 10 for Noah Gregson here. Yellow car with a little bit of gray and black trim. Good looking car. Bass Pro Shops Overstock associate sponsors on that one. Yahoo and Sport Clips on the purple number 11 Toyota Camry. 4-1 James Dennis Allen Hamlin here. Menards car is always going to be the Menards car. They got great stuff on the hood, but you know what the side of it looks like there for Ryan Blaney. Cut a tire in practice, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can come through the field and what kind of speed he has. His teammate Joey Logano has speed, but we'll get to that here in just a minute when we talk about the starting lineup. Texas A&M University on the side of Chase Briscoe, and this is going to be one of my top cars here as far as paint schemes go. And I'll put this one for sure in my top 5 or top 10. But good looking car there for Chase Briscoe. Got that burgundy Texas A&M, and shout out to Texas A&M University and their marketing department. Glad they had the money to sponsor a race car, and shout out to them because it's a good looking car. Always good to see a college on the side of a car. I feel like that brings a lot more eyes to the sport, and I think it's just a cool opportunity for everybody involved. And this, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. This is going to be my favorite paint scheme of the weekend. Cody Ware's number 15, Evil Knievel, Parts Plus Pronto Ford. Good looking car. I was a big Evil Knievel fan as a kid. If you're not familiar with Evil Knievel or don't know who I'm talking about, just Google him. He was a stuntman, but he was the stuntman. He made everybody else want to be a stuntman. So Evil Knievel on the side of that car, cool deal, good looking car, red, white, and blue, reminiscent of the, I don't know if you call it a fire suit, but maybe his costume that he wore with a bunch of those jumps with the cape there, reminiscent of that. And also on my top 10 is the next one here, the number 16 Spicy Chicken sandwich here. Chevrolet for Shane Van Gisbergen. So good looking car. It's got the flames on the side. It's Wendy's never really misses with a scheme. And this is another one that doesn't really miss. So Quad Lock and Action are also going to be associate sponsors here, as well as LA Golf and Ellsworth, as well as Safety Culture. Can't forget Safety Culture there. So good for them. Leaf filter also on the side of that car. Good looking car. I like that one. It would be my number 1 if it wasn't for the Evil Knievel there. Castrol Edge. Castrol never does a bad job either. Chris Busher, number 17, Castrol Edge Ford there. Tracker Boats, going to be on the side there for Martin Trix Jr. We've seen that one before. Ream for Christopher Bell. We've seen that one before. Dex Imaging on Harrison Burton. Also seen that one before. Switching it up a little bit here for Joey Logano. He's got sort of the Steve Park look here with the Pennzoil job with the black stripes, kind of a Steve Park or Darrell Waltrip, depending on, or Kenny Wallace, depending on who you remember driving the old Pennzoil number 1 here. Except for the numbers are black here. I wish they'd made the 22 numbers red. Then it would be more like that particular paint job. But a good looking paint scheme here for Joey Logano and his Pennzoil Ford. Leidos U.S. Air Force Toyota Camry here for Bubba Wallace. It is all gray, and they've sort of got the rivets and the panels there for the Air Force. And then you got a little bit of purple there for Leidos. The one thing I feel like if they just put the shark's teeth on here, like the A10 Warthog paint scheme they had, I think it would really bring this to life. Of course, you would have to push the 23 back just a little bit for that. So maybe that's why they didn't put it on here. But because we've seen that paint scheme before, it feels like seeing the all gray car without the A10 Warthog shark's teeth on there. It's still a good looking scheme. It just doesn't pop as much. Raptor here. You either like the Raptor car or you don't like the Raptor car for fast. Willie B, William Byron, Lord Byron. He's got a good chance to win here today. We're going to get into the numbers as well. South Point number 31, always a good looking car. South Point, I just love their paint schemes. They've never really missed ever since the days of Brendan Gaughan and beyond. But this week it's going to be Daniel Hemrick in the 31 for South Point and his Chevrolet. 34 Loves, always a good scheme. We've seen it a million times, but I don't know. It's a one that pops. So Michael McDowell in just a handful of starts left in the 34. Kind of weird. Going to be weird seeing him drive something else. 38 Generator for his teammate Todd Gilliland. All black car with it's got sort of a smoky Unique look to it. All black car, gold numbers, red trim, white text for the sponsors. Kind of has smoky Unique vibes. I like it. I like the car. 41 Bonanza Cabernet for Ryan Priest. Good looking car. White, gold trim, and burgundy red. So good looking car there for Priest. The 42 of Pi Barker, they're the fire safety group there on the side of John Hunter Nemechek. So good for him. He either is going to wreck or he's going to finish well. There's no in between with him this season. So hopefully he finishes well today. His teammate has had some speed in practice as well. The 43 Massey Motor Freight Toyota Camry for Eric Jones. So in a season that has been for Legacy Motor Club, at least, they've been off speed-wise. They've got some speed this weekend, so we'll see what they can do with it. Jordan Brand going to be on the side of the number 45 for Tyler Reddick. Just a black and white scheme with a gray number. Very muted, but it's got some, I don't know what you would call it, some speed blur graphics on this one. So interesting scheme. He does have terrible Herbst gas stations, truck stops, or whatever, and the Beast, Nasty Beast, on the side, as well as McDonald's as a contingency sponsor. 47 Scott's, and I can't see what's on the hood of it because they're only showing me the side view, but that's going to be the 47 for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here today. Mighty Firebreaker going to be on the side of Corey LaJoy. We saw this one either last week or 2 weeks ago, but got the flames and you got the forest there with the midnight blue. Pretty good looking scheme there. Monster 54 for Ty Gibbs. We've seen that one before. 71 Focus Stealth. They're going all gray today. Property of the United States Air Force. So they've got an associate sponsor with the Air Force as well as Focused Health here. Delaware Life 77 blue, teal, and Carolina blue here for Carson Hocevar. And then in the 84, he's got the pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. He's got the Family Dollar on the side of it. Jimmy Johnson with and a little bit of gold trim on the numbers to carry out the legacy theme. So hopefully he can finish this race, get a quality finish for Jimmy Johnson. We all don't want to see him continue to wreck and finish in the back. So hopefully he can get it done here today. And then you've got the purple Tootsie's lavender, whatever you want to call it. I guess a lavender base and a bright purple Tootsie's text, and then you've got the chrome purple on the 99 for Daniel Suarez Tootsie's. Always brings a good looking car to the racetrack. Let's go to the starting lineup, and your pole winner is going to be Christopher Bell with a time of 29.135 followed by Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Larson rounding out your top 5. Number 6, a little bit of a surprise to a few people here, but Carson Hocevar continues to have an amazing rookie season, starting in 6th place here today. Ross Chastain going to be rolling off 7th, Ty Gibbs 8th, William Byron 9th, and Joey Logano is going to roll off 10th. And I mentioned him because I mentioned his teammate. And right behind him, actually, is Austin Cindric. So 10th and 11th for the Penske cars. They look like they have some speed. So that bodes well for the number 12 car, who cut a tire in practice and was not able to qualify. So hopefully the 12 car will have the same setup and the same speed that these two cars have, and will be able to work his way through traffic. But Joey Logano going to be dangerous. He's into the round of 8. And he has a car with some speed here. Would not surprise me to see him win this race, but we'll get to our picks here in just a minute. Martin Truex Jr. rolling off 12th, Austin Dillon 13th, Zane Smith 14th, Michael McDowell 15th, Justin Haley rolling off 16th. 17 through 20 is going to be Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, and Kyle Busch. 20 through 25 is going to be Kyle Busch, Noah Gragson, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And the remainder of your field, all the way to 37th, who will be Ryan Blaney, is going to be John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, Josh Berry, Jimmy Johnson, Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton, Ryan Preece, Daniel Hemrick, Shane Van Gisbergen, Corey LaJoie, Cody Ware, and, like I said, shotgun on the field, Ryan Blaney with no qualifying lap at all. So we will see how this plays out. Let's go to Vegas by the numbers via driveraverages.com. Your best average finish here is going to be Martin Truex Jr. at a 6.9, followed by Kyle Larson at a 7.4. Kyle Busch is going to be 8.0. William Byron, 8.9. That is the poll question. Of those 4, who do you think has the best chance of winning? And those are the best average finishers. 5th man in this line, though, is going to be Tyler Reddick, who had some good speed as well at a 9.4. Denny Hamlin, 10.1. Ross Chastain, 10.3. Brad Keselowski, 12.0. Kevin Harvick, which will just, I guess, bode well for Josh Berry at a 13.0. And Joey Logano at 13.1. Ryan Blaney, 13.7, if you want to skip over that Kevin Harvick one and not give it to Josh Berry. So those will be your top 10. Let's go to previous winners. And with 3 wins out of the last, 7 races, Kyle Larson is going to be head and shoulders above everybody else with wins. Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and William Byron also have gotten wins in this race since 2021. Now let's go to top 5s here. 5 top 5s for Kyle Busch, 5 top 5s for Kyle Larson, 4 for Ross Chastain. So those guys would be who I would keep an eye on to run up front for your fantasy team or whatever you're looking at. They seem to do very well here in the last 7 races. Then you got 3 apiece for Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin, 2 apiece for Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, and William Byron, as well as Alex Bowman. Don't sleep on Bad Luck Bowman. He might be out to prove a point after the penalty or whatever. So we'll have to see what happens with the old 48 there, who just he had a bad day. He was taking one down. Laps led 602, and it's not even close. But and not surprisingly, because he does have 3 wins, I guess. But 602 laps led for Kyle Larson. The next closest man is going to be at 269. Nice. Denny Hamlin. William Byron is going to be at 232. And then 153 for Ross Chastain. So right there, those 4 right there, like I said, for your fantasy, they run really well here. Nobody else has 100, but a really close to 100 is going to be your pole sitter, Christopher Bell. Once again, nobody talks about him. He's not an underdog, but nobody talks about him for whatever reason. But don't sleep on Christopher Bell. Those are going to be your 5 with laps led. Now let's go to how Driver Averages does their average rating, and they're going to rate Kyle Larson as your statistical favorite, and I'm going to go with him here as your statistical favorite to win the race. Behind him is going to be Denny Hamlin, then William Byron, then Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney also in the mix. All of these drivers have 100 or better driver average rating. Is going to be Kyle Busch, and that's who I'm going to pick as my wild. So I'm going with the 2 Kyles here, and then let's pick one that I'm also going to go with Christopher Bell, because people just count out Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain. I don't think people are talking about them, but I'm going to pick the 2 Kyles as my favorites and my sleeper. But don't sleep on Ross Chastain or Christopher Bell, and don't sleep on Joey Logano, because it's an even year. He's got the luck going for him on his side, and they breathed some fresh life into him by by the 48 team not having their car up to spec and keeping him in the round of 8. So don't sleep on him either. All right, already. Fist bump to B. B saying Harris Teeter is the other sponsor for Stenhouse. So it is the Harris Teeter. I was thinking it wasn't Kroger, but I couldn't remember who was on the hood. Thank you so much, B. Shout out there as well with the super chat. Big respect and big ups. What's up in between the lanes? Hope you're doing good. Good today. BD on college game day. I got Duke winning. Says in between, no doubt about it. I can't believe we actually beat FSU, but it's finally happened. It's been a long journey. Not fun being a Duke football fan most years. Watching FSU struggle is like watching the 22 or the 11 hit the wall on lap 1 every race for 6 weeks in a row. It's a beautiful thing, says Say Kyle. Say Kyle, a Go Gators man himself. So Go Gators for Say Kyle. I voted for Truex on the poll, but I still want to see Bush win. Says in between the lanes. Yeah, Truex is a good pick too. Like obviously he's got good numbers here as well. So I think him or Kyle Busch would be a very popular win for this one, no doubt about it. And they both have a really good chance here today. Both have some pretty decent speed. I like Larson and Byron today, and I take the 8 for the dark horse. I like both of those picks. Like, yeah, it's going to be I think it's going to be a highly competitive race. So it's going to be a good deal. Man, I hope that Wendy's spicy chicken SVG gets produced into a diecast. It would be on my long list, BB. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping they make a diecast out of it too. I'm a big spicy chicken. That's pretty much my go-to at Wendy's when I order from them. I like the spicy chicken sandwich. I went to Toronto and watched Evil Knievel jump 30 plus cars in the old Toronto football stadium. Yeah, Evil Knievel. He was I guess the closest thing you could compare him to today would be like Ken Block before Ken Block left us. Like he was just. He was out there just doing his own thing, but he was super famous for it. It's really hard to explain if you weren't from the era, or just actually, I came a little bit after the era, but he was still just like the biggest deal in the world. How did the team run yesterday? Says one wise guy. The team ran well. Unfortunately, we got some crash damage, or they got some crash damage. I helped them on Friday. I wasn't there for Saturday, but they ran well, but unfortunately got some crash damage and they had to retire early. But the car had speed. The setup was good. Shout out to Kenyon. He had a really good setup underneath the car. Shout out to Tate. Tate drove the car. We had to change a lot of stuff. The power steering went out. It was a whole thing. It's boring, but they ran pretty good until they had to retire. Let's see. Alex Bowman win would be cool, says PC Gone Rogue. Indeed. Butterbean Cars Tour champ. Yeah, Butterbean won the Cars Tour championship. Caden Honeycutt won it in the pro late models. He won the race and kind of was handed to him because Caden Voppel and who's the guy from South? Who's the guy from Orange County? Young kid. I can't call his name right now. Number 7 car. Anyway, they got together there and sort of handed it to Honeycutt there. But either way, good season for Honeycutt. Got himself a championship in the 47 there. Howdy from the Midwest. What's up, Chrome Diesel? Greetings and salutations from Canuckistan. Go Ross, go. Says Robin Marks. Yep. What's up, Robin Marks? And what's up, Canada? Ross has a good chance here for sure. Good numbers here. What's up, says Glock. What's up to you as well, Glock? Good morning and afternoon, everyone. What's up, Camaro? Good morning, Glock, Camaro, and B, says Wise. B saying good morning. It's still morning in Illinois, says Chrome Diesel. So what's up, Illinois, and what's up, Chrome Diesel? Don't sleep on C-Bell, says Greg Brown. Indeed. C-Bell has a car here, and he is a fast car here, I should say. And nobody ever really picks him, but I'm gonna say don't sleep on him. He's definitely one of my sleepers here today. And it's hard to call him a sleeper when the man's sitting on the pole and he's got to be a favorite to make the Final Four. It's insane that we keep calling Christopher Bell a sleeper. It's so crazy, but it's just because people don't talk about him. Afternoon here, says B. West Coast, says one wise guy. Coffee time here on the West Coast, says Glock. It's coffee time everywhere because it's pretty cold outside. Well, it's probably not cold right now, but it was cold this morning. Of course, Larson has the best chance. The 5 car is routinely faster than the field, says Waltrip Flair. Yeah, and I'd say a little bit of that has to do with the driver, to be totally honest. Ryan Blaney is a great, and definitely a lot of it has to do with the team. Daniels is no joke as a crew chief. Ryan Blaney has great stuff, and you can find great stuff by saving big money at Menards. Save big money when you shop Menards. Indeed, in between the lanes. I got my Detroit PD homicide mug, and then under the shield it says, "Our day starts when yours ends," says Glock. There you go. Nothing like a little bit of dark humor with a little bit of dark coffee. There you go. Who runs more laps, John Hunter Nemechek or Jimmy Johnson? I'm going to go John Hunter Nemechek on that one, but it's probably going to be close. Hopefully, Jimmy Johnson doesn't wreck out this race because it's getting bad. Hopefully, I don't know. He might be the only one pushing. He might be the only one pushing John Hunter Nemechek percentage wise for incidents this season. Ross the Boss off chasing Chastain gets number 2 today. Says Boss Dad Mick. He's got a good chance for sure. Thomas Haywood also going with John Hunter Nemechek in the comparison there between Jimmy Johnson. There's a picture on YouTube of Mr. Denny the Dork Hamster. He is smiling, and you put a picture of a donkey side by side. You cannot tell the difference, says William Wagaman. So William Wagaman, big 11 fan. Of course, I'm joking there. I think Bell could quietly slide into the championship. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. He's definitely in my final 4. No doubt about it. Him and Larson, I feel solid. I like Byron as well. I just don't know who that 4th one is going to be. The fourth one, I got to think about. Poor donkey, says Thomas Haywood. So he's also a Denny fan. I bet they wreck together, says Boss Dad Mick. Hopefully not. That would be terrible. It looks like Hanson Reddick is showing up for the Jets. Devontae Adams making the Jets debut against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, which is why we are waiting all day for Sunday night. Yeah, that's a big pickup for them. Getting Devontae Adams is definitely a huge pickup for the Jets. John Hunter Nemechek, I think, is leading the Earth 2 point system, says Glock 2. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he has taken the lead. He snatched it away from Zane Smith, who on Earth 2 is fading, but on Earth 1, Zane Smith has been on fire the second half of the season. Basically, as soon as they announced Zane Smith needs to be looking for a ride, my man put it together, and he's had some good runs since then. So it's going to be great to see when he goes to front row. Allegedly, it's going to be great to see when he goes over there and makes something happen. I think the thing that's holding them up is the same thing that's holding up 23XI announcing Riley Herbst allegedly. So I think those are pretty much foregone conclusions, but I just don't think they can announce them until the November 4th when everything gets sort of sorted out. It's going to be a lot of stuff after November 4th, but I think November 4th we'll get some announcements on drivers going somewhere or the other. No doubt Thomas, says William Wagaman. Say Kyle doing the triple gator there for the Gators there. As a USC fan, it's been fun to watch them lose this year, says Shaffy City. Let's see. Who wins on Earth 2, BB? I'm picking SVG. I'm going to go with Jimmy Johnson. Just by the numbers on Earth 2. Barkley returns to MetLife Stadium as a Philadelphia Eagle today. That's going to be interesting as well. I had Evel Knievel stunt cycle for Christmas in the 70s. I'm also cheering on Tyler Reddick, says Robin Marks. Yep, I had a hand-me-down Evel Knievel stunt cycle. I don't know if it came from the 70s or not, but it was pretty old when I got a hold of it, but I had fun with it. It didn't have any of the pieces. Like, I just had to launch it myself, but I still launched it myself. I didn't have the I think it had like a rip cord or something you had to do to wind it up. I didn't have that, but I just sent it anyway. What are the chances of Tyler Reddick winning the race and somehow failing NASCAR post-race inspection? Oh, I don't think NASCAR would do it to him this year. I think NASCAR is a little bit smarter than that, but you never know. I think NASCAR would do it like they would wait a couple years before they did something to him, but then they would really hit him. Nothing would be more satisfying than a Bowman victory, or just whenever they get a penalty, they give them the maximum fine that you can get for that penalty every time they get one. Nothing would be more satisfying than a Bowman victory. A Bowman victory would be bittersweet though. Like, it would kind of be bittersweet. Luke Combs has if you're a Bowman fan, based on the trends this year, we haven't had a back-to-back winner, says Chrome Diesel. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. I can't remember a back-to-back winner this season. Y'all got a test today on America's game of the week, says one wise guy. Yeah, we probably will not beat Kansas City. I'll just be totally honest with you. We got too many people out, and even if we had everybody, Kansas City is still Kansas City. So it's going to be a tough game. I'm not expecting to win, but hopefully we can steal one from them. But I'm not optimistic, just to be totally honest. Kansas City, they're just Kansas City, right? Good afternoon, BB. There is no better way to cool down after karate than watching your stream. Hey, I appreciate it there, Thunder Strikes, and hopefully your martial arts went well there, my friend. I trust the donkey more than Ben Denny, hypocrite Hamlin, says Joseph Wooten. Chrome Diesel, I think that the streak is broken today by Young Money, 2 in a row, says William Wagaman. It would be pretty cool. Of course, there's also the Kyle Larson streak of he wins a race and then the next race he goes out and does something insane and wrecks. So he's done that a couple of times this year, I want to say. So fingers crossed that he doesn't wreck today going for the going for the lead or a stage win or something when he has a good car, because he likes to have a nice playoff cushion and then do something insane and erase the playoff cushion. So hopefully he doesn't do that today. Let's see. Chrome Diesel, I think the streak, I just read that one. I really hoping Kyle Busch wins today, says Thomas Haywood. I think he's got a good chance. This is a really good track for him. He's got good numbers here, and I could 100% see it happening. Who's watching the Formula One race when it's against NASCAR today? Why do they even schedule it like that, says William Wagman? Because Formula One, the people that run it are super arrogant, and they don't consider anything because they assume everybody is just going to watch Formula One. So they don't even think about stuff like that, and nor do they care. I think the Hess truck comes out tomorrow, in my opinion. And I like Formula One. I'm just telling you, the people that run it, they're special people. They're special people. I think the Hess truck comes out tomorrow, either the holiday truck or the 60th anniversary collector's edition. That'd be pretty cool. Like back in the day, what was it? Oh man, it wasn't always Hess. I want to say they had another name for it, but anyway, those things are always cool, especially when they got the. I liked it when they had the endurance IMSA type prototype sports cars. You could get it with the trailer too. I love those things back in the day. My uncle collected all of them. They were so cool, man. I had the Evil Knievel ramp toy. Joey Chitwood was the original Daredevil. However, I'm not familiar with Joey Chitwood, so I'm gonna have to look him up. Sweep the leg, says one wise guy, talking about the martial arts training. Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai. There, it's close to ending. I think they've got 5 more episodes, but they haven't released them yet. So Cobra Kai, great TV show if you haven't watched it. Outer Banks. Outer Banks has its new season out as well, and I think they've got. I think they're going to add some additional episodes to this season, but they've got the first 5 out as well. As a Niners fan, it's hard to beat Kansas City plus the refs, says Joseph Wooten. Yeah, Kansas City's colors, of course, are yellow, red, black, and white. A lot of people say that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a lot of people say that. Really good racing at North Wilkesboro last night, says Thomas Haywood. And of course, when you win as many games as Kansas City wins, that's what everybody's going to think. Just like Jimmy Johnson won too many races. That's why people don't like Jimmy Johnson. Really good racing at North Wilkesboro last night, says Thomas Haywood. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have flow yet, but I am going to have it next year. So I'll get on that next year. But yeah, I really wish Tate could have finished the race because that car had some speed. Man, Kenyon did a great job with the setup. Unfortunately, he got caught up in some other mess. I agree with your opinion on F1, says Camaro 50. Yeah, I love the sport, just not necessarily in love with the people that run it. I could say the same thing about NASCAR, though, to be totally honest with you. Baloney Burger, you are not familiar with Joey Chitwood. Oh boy, you got to look him up, says William Wagaman. Yeah, I think he's a little bit before my time, but I'll check him out for sure. My son says go Suarez, says Boss Dad Mick. Yeah, Suarez has a good looking car, so hopefully he can get it done for sure. He had a prosthetic leg signed by the winner last night. What unique thing gets signed today, says Cody Ledger? I don't know. Drummond's son. Sorry, I can't control the commercials, my friends. That's they won't even let me block them anymore. They used to let me block commercials over here, but they won't let me block them anymore. If anyone has flow, tune into the Wheeling Modified race tonight. Indeed. There's going to be several heavy hitters out there in that one. I'm going with Joey to beat your favorite driver and to silence all the haters, says Jamie Schweitzer. He's got a fast car. I wouldn't sleep on him at all. I understand where you're coming from. You got to get flow, all kinds of racing, says Thomas Haywood. I know. I'm just typically at the racetrack, so I didn't look at it as a huge addition. But then they've got all the dirt racing and stuff during the rest of the week, so I can probably catch up on that, and then I can go back and watch races on that I missed on Saturday because I was at the racetrack. So it is what it is. I was in Idaho when Evil tried to leap the canyon. It was just a stopover while hitchhiking to the West Coast. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. YouTube is so aggressive with the commercials. They're back to back now, says one wise guy. It's insane. Like I said, they won't even let me block them. I've got it on minimal commercials. Like they give you 3 options. It's like minimum, moderate, and aggressive. I've got mine on minimum. So this is minimum, and you see how aggressive they are. I can't even imagine the people that are watching on somebody that set it to aggressive. So it is what it is. Let's see. let's hope the refs in the KC game aren't the same ones as the Texas Georgia game last night. They were terrible. Says Bruce Garvey. Bumblebee would say that the refs in the Texas Georgia game were perfect. So she's on the. I think she's going to be on the other end of that particular particular one. Hey, BB number 8 in Victory Lane, if that's a thing anymore. Today says Bumstead. Yeah, hopefully he can get it done. Hopefully he can get it done and keep the streak going. I saw Daryl Waltrip sign someone's pet dog once at Talladega. Says Bumblebee. That's that's pretty tough. Uh, Man, guys, talk a bit more. BB is catching up. We need to make him fall behind in the chat. Again, says Thunder Strikes. For real, Bruce, says Thomas Haywood. They got to have that revenue, says Bumblebee. Indeed, indeed. They got to pay their bills too. BB, will there be overtime today? Says Jamie Schweitzer. Oh, I don't know. Typically Vegas doesn't have overtime. So since I'm thinking that, I'm going to go with yes, they will have overtime today. Yeah, y'all always cry, ref, you lost, LOL, says Bumblebee. Trolling a little bit on the Texas Georgia game there. Hey,